Hey Kathy, how are you? So I wanted to put together this quick 5 minute video. I'll try to keep it under 5 minutes and show you and anybody else who wants to watch the video how we are using Khan Academy to keep track of the kids and create these virtual classrooms. So I don't know how familiar you are with Khan Academy, but it is a remarkably robust system. It covers all kinds of courses and material, from math to history to computer science, economics, advanced statistics, and even elementary level stuff, from 1+1=2 type of thing, all the way up to graduate level statistics and math and calculus and all that kind of stuff. I think even physics as well. So uh, everybody by default, when you sign up for a Khan Academy account, lands on what's called like their learning page, their learning dashboard, where you get to pick and choose the different kind of courses you want to follow. So let me just click here. So you can add here, like go add another course, and so you can go from grade level specific or subject specific, science, economics, and all the kind of the rest of it. And you click here to drill down into arts and humanities. They even have test prep stuff, SAT, LSAT, MCAT, and all the rest of it. Look at that, they even have life skills stuff on entrepreneurship and all that. So it's remarkably robust, like I mentioned before. So to be a tutor or a teacher, this really cool feature is available to everybody. So if you come over to your name on the top right corner and click that, you have everybody has access to this teacher dashboard, and even parents have this parent dashboard. I've made it my default, so whenever I log into Khan Academy through the settings, I land on the teacher dashboard. But what that does, it allows us to create as many classes as possible. So say, I am one tutor, but I tutor five, six, seven, eight different type of pods. Say I can easily just go ahead here, click and add a different class. But before I do that, I just want to show you what the current pod that we're running with looks like. So I've already added the class. If I come down here, I just want to show you how powerful this is. Because basically what it does is it helps us keep these kids accountable, because what's the mission? We want to keep the kids engaged. We want to step into the learning gap that they might be experiencing now that everybody's forced to learn online. As we talked on the other day over the phone. The teachers are noticing, the parents are noticing that the kids aren't retaining a lot of the information, being late on handing in assignments, and not really keeping up with the material, but yet the expectations, the testing, are just the same. So this helps us isolate and focus on the subjects and the issues that they're having the most trouble with, and that's where the power of Khan Academy really reveals itself. What's really cool and really well thought out is that Khan Academy is aligned with the Common Core learning standards. Now, I know New York State moved on from the Common Core learning standards. Now they're doing, I think it's called Next Generation Learning Standards. But I don't know too much about what's different from the new Next Generation Learning Standards compared to the Common Core. But at least it gives us a way of, it's almost kind of gives us breadcrumbs, right? So we know that if a teacher gives a student an assignment of a particular multiplication or something like that, we know that it's tied into a particular learning standard. Like say, like if we drill into here, for example, and we pop into this grade 3 Common Core map, we know pretty much, even in the Next Generation Learning Standards, that it's going to be tied to this particular standard 3G, and then all whatever the expectation is. So in working in tandem with the teacher as a tutor, we know, for example, that say we speak to a teacher and say Sarah is having troubles with a particular learning standard in geometry or arithmetic or something like that, then we can go into Khan Academy and we can actually specifically assign her exercises relating to this standard. So, we can help them on that level, on that granular level, very specific learning standards. Or, the other side of it is that, so when you sign up, when you invite these students into Khan Academy to be part of your learning pod, as a tutor, we put them on this track, right? So the grade 3 track, and they start working through the learning standards in order. So again, we are able to track their progress, and report back to the teacher, specifically on, very identifiable learning standards. So I think that's really, really cool. Very, very, very useful in being able to bridge the gap between their formal learning at school and what we're trying to do here with Khan Academy, and help them retain that information. Because one thing that Khan Academy, or the guy Salman Khan, Sal Khan, is focused on, is that Khan Academy is not really about helping students pass a test. It's really about mastering the information. So, it doesn't really matter how long it takes for the student to really to master the subject. You'll notice that it's very well, not progressive, but it takes them step by step. It doesn't really rush them through anything. It's not like, okay, they passed one exam, they have to keep on continuing showing the proficiency in the subject until the algorithm on the Khan Academy is satisfied with their level of mastery, versus just kind of passing a 10 question test. So, all right, so let's go back to here. So this is the teacher dashboard. So if you go into the activity overview, I already changed the dates because the pod has been launched since December 28th. We high level are able to see how many total minutes that particular student has been on Khan Academy. So, some have been more engaged than others. Like obviously you see here 0 for a couple of students, but 90 minutes, 209 minutes, 391 minutes. And these different skills that they leveled up in, or skills that they perform well on, but they kind of were stuck in limbo. So in cases like this, we can continue drilling down. We click on the student's name, and we go into a more detailed view of the subjects, the learning standards that they're having particular trouble with, or they're excelling in. So, right, so here we know that the decimals in expanded form, place values with decimals, and this is when we are able to see the level of familiarity that they're having with. So see, correct problems over total problems, 0 out of 4, 1 out of 5. So this is a situation that we can, reach out to Amy, or, in the way we do it, we'll have a breakout room, we'll have an analysis of the student's progress on a weekly basis, and really kind of have a heart to heart and say, hey, listen, we see that you're having a trouble, or kind of ask them their feelings and their opinions on how they feel they feel what they know, or they're comfortable with the material. And I know plenty of times the students, they kind of they don't know how to make sense of it. So they'll say like, oh, I'm doing fine. But in reality, they're having trouble with the stuff, or they might be, muddling their way through, but not to the level that we know that they could probably perform at. So yeah, so here we can see that they've been here a few times, and they've attempted it a few times, but their progress has actually declined with this particular this material. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, so the activity overview is exactly that. We're able to keep track of them and drill down and really give them very specific attention to the items that they are having trouble with, or they're excelling with, because there's two forms that you can kind of think about this. It's either enrichment, where they're performing well, and we kind of want to give them a boost forward. That's no reason why these students have, if they're mastered a particular level, say they're 5th grade and they're really killing it, why can't we just go ahead and encourage them to move on their own, at their own pace, to learn more advanced topics? Or then the other side is the remediation part of it, where it's like we really give them the attention, with the standard idea of what tutoring is, being able to step in and help the kids with where they need help. But having both sides of the coin present in our minds I think is really important, because we might have these students that might be bored in class, and they might not be performing well because they're just quite bored, really, or they might be performing really well, and they can do with it with more challenge. So I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, what we can do now is I want to show you how basically how easy it is to set up your own class. So right here, we go into our learning dashboard, sorry, our teacher dashboard, and right here, easy, add a new class. And, let's just say, let's call it a test class. And I know you mentioned before the teachers that you work with now having Google Classroom set up. I'm not too familiar with that, to be honest, but it gives you an option to import that Google Classroom right here. So that's something that we would have to explore if it's even worth it or what that would even mean. I would have to kind of look into that a little bit more. But so we're just going to go ahead and just start our own classroom on the platform. And so right away, we can go ahead and assign a grade level or a subject to that virtual class. So we could either say, okay, everybody here, we're expecting them to be fourth grade, or everybody here, we're going to expect them to be algebra, math, algebra, high school algebra, or any kind of the sciences or that kind of thing. But this is all kind of like almost like a guideline. So say we're going to have a hodgepodge of different grades. It's okay. We can kind of like set it up at third grade, and as soon as they start signing up, they agree to the invite, we can change their grade level. So this isn't really, it's not set in stone. So we can definitely change this as we go on. It's even like a general topic here, like early math or pre-algebra or arithmetic. So actually, I've never even done early math, so let's leave that clicked on and see. And so here we're presented with the option of how to invite the students into the class. So normally what we've done is we generate the class link. We'll click that, and then from here copy this, and we would email this out or send it over WhatsApp or something like that. So the moment that they click this, they're taken to a sign up page to create their Khan Academy account, but it's automatically pointed towards them being part of this virtual class. It's super user friendly. They don't have to kind of click around in too many places to figure out how to get here. And so yeah, so then boom, see your class, and then here we go. So right now you'll see that we don't have any students, but as they click on those links and fill out the registration form, we'll start seeing this thing fill out, much like you saw in the other class, this One World EduPod over here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, Khan Academy is super powerful. It helped me personally to learn graduate level statistics to pass a very, very difficult exam called a CFA. If it wasn't for Khan Academy, I don't know how I would have done it, to be quite honest with you. And when we launched the One World EduPod back in 2014 as a pilot program, right away, the kids were super engaged. We ran it as a summer program. The parents noticed the difference. The kids hit the fall semester running, and their grades reflected it. And yeah, and so we still run into people randomly in the street telling us how grateful they are to have participated in that. And so yeah, and we're having wonderful feedback from it right now. So if you have any questions, yeah, let me know, and I look forward to catching up with you on early this week. All right, Kathy, take care. Bye bye.